Welcome to another client adventure. On this trip, we're leaving Finke, going to head to Mount Dare Hotel to refuel. Then we're going to stop at Delazy Springs for a nice swim and an overnight stay. And then we're going to head into the Simpson desert. If you want to do the bins trek, you would be going straight ahead. We're going to turn right to Mount Dare. This is the old Charlotte Waters homestead. Certainly not the canal front house that I was expecting. Make sure you pull over for these boys. You would turn left here if you're coming north from Mount Dare to go to the bins track. The road from Finke to Mount Dare was 105 kilometers and took just under 2 hours. They built a levee right around the whole perimeter of Mount Dare homestead, just to stop from any flooding. Mount Dare Hotel has everything for the weary traveler, from cold beer, hot food, souvenirs, and fuel. Time to hit the road and head to Delazy Springs. After 71 kilometers, you'll arrive at Delazy Springs. You're not allowed to have fires, but we can't let that wood go to waste. It looks like the notice boards are pretty well up to date. The ranger must come and let you know what roads are open and what roads are closed. The facilities are really good, considering you're out in the middle of nowhere. The ranger has a house just across the road, but this must be his office, which has lots of information that you'll need before you cross the Simpson Desert. You can buy a Desert Park Pass here, but as you can see, the office isn't open, so you're better off getting one from Mount Dare or Udinadatta if you're traveling from west to east. Time to get up and get going to the Simpson Desert, but we better go and have a quick swim first. This main spring is the largest thermal spring in the national park. The fresh hot water is approximately 37 degrees and is fed from the Great Artesian Basin. The underground spring flows at approximately 10 million liters per day. Nice shorts, and do they make them for men?
Live camels in the bush.
There's plenty of corrugations. There's been plenty of rain out here. I've never seen the desert so green. Going from Delazy Springs to Birdsville is normally 431 kilometers on the French line. We're going to have to turn right here and follow the rig road because I've got the van on the back, which adds on another 50 kilometers. You also want to allow at least 3 to 4 days to cross the Simpson Desert. Give him a kick so he moves. There we go. This Coolabah eucalypt generally grows in heavy clay soils in seasonally flooded areas such as floodplains. However, the location of this isolated Coolabah in the middle of the southern Simpson Desert is far removed from the nearest watercourse. It is both fascinating and intriguing. Little is known about the origin of the tree, how it came to be here, or its age. We're back on the French line, and this is where things start to get interesting. From end to end, there's 1,100 sand dunes across the Simpson Desert. That's why it takes approximately 3 to 4 days, because you can only go about 30 kilometers an hour. Once over this clay pan, we're at Popel's Corner. Popel Corner is at latitude 26 degrees south and longitude 138 degrees east. It's a corner of state boundaries in Australia, where the state of Queensland meets South Australia and the Northern Territory. It's taken us 2 full days to get here from Finke. We leave early. We got a big drive to get to Birdsville. It's going to take us all day. We won't get in until after 4 o'clock this afternoon. This is where you turn right to stay on the QAA line, or you turn left here and you go up the Hay River track. We're going to go on the QAA line and keep moving forward. We had to stop here and help this guy get back on his bike. He couldn't do it on his own, so we got him up and going again, and then we headed on our separate ways. After Popo's Corner, you jump on the QAA line to Birdsville. The sand dunes start getting much steeper. This one I have to start winching. If I didn't have the van on the back, I wouldn't have had a problem, but it's like carrying a big anchor behind you. Once you come to a stop, you're better off stopping. Don't keep digging up all the sand and making big holes. You're just going to make the track worse for everybody else. Due to the steep hill, soft sand, and the weight of the vehicle with the trailer on the back, we hooked up both winches. I hooked up my winch to Ando's 79, and he hooked his up to mine, and then we drove it and pulled both winches at the same time. These boys are doing it tough too, towing a trailer. It's a lot harder going from east to west. The sand dunes are steeper. That was hard work. We really had to drive that hard. The cameras just do not do it justice. I won't go until Lando's up and over the hill, just in case he gets stuck. I don't want to be caught up there and then have to reverse down. I'm currently driving with 10 psi in all tires. If I didn't have the trailer on the back, I'd be comfortable with 20 psi, and the vehicle is being driven in low range. Due to heavy rains months ago, the water runs in between the sand dunes in these low-lying areas, and it's so green and lush. I have never seen it like this before. This is one of the reasons why we had to divert and run around the outside of Air Creek, because Air Creek crossing was shut. This is why it's mandatory. You have to have this 2.5 meter orange flag, so that when you're coming up the sand dunes, the oncoming vehicles can see you. You can see there's a lot of water been through here, which makes the ground very boggy. Amazing how defining it is, where you can see where the water's been and the grass is green and where it goes brown. Normally it's all brown like this. This is quite the oasis, watching the Air Creek flow. This is very, very rare. You don't often get to see this. It might only happen every 10 to 20 years. This is a great drive with the beautiful green foliage and the beautiful red sand hills on either side. And there she is, Big Red, the largest and the last sand dune in the Simpson Desert. After 3 days, 1,100 sand dunes, we're only 40 k's out of Birdsville. After camping up in Birdsville for the night, we decided to come back out to Big Red and have a sunrise. Down there on that clay pan is where they hold the Big Red Bash concert every year. the old Royal Hotel, and the very famous Birdsville Hotel. The ever-popular Birdsville Bakery, and the very rare Sturt Desert Pea. Here's some photos of my first Simpson Desert crossing back in 1997. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you on the next one.